Welcome to the International Dublin Writers Festival. We're here in the heart of Dublin at the Academy Plaza Hotel, and I'm out in the foyer area at the moment, and there is a talk going on. I'm going to bring you in there in a minute. So we started a few hours ago. We've got about 100 writers here. People have come in from all over the world to attend, to speak, and it's great to have you. Hello, Neil. Hello, Lloyda. It's great to get Substack Live going. So just give you a quick look around. I'm in the foyer area of the Academy Plaza Hotel, which is near O'Connell Street in the heart of Dublin. And okay, I'm just going to take you so you can see what it's like joining this event. Okay, just hold on a moment.
One more. So today it's free to use. You can use Amazon and other websites. There's no paid softwares or anything. There is software you can get to help you with these, but for today I just figured let's stick to the free, easily accessible usages. So we go to Amazon, we enter our keywords, and we find similar titles. And this brings us, almost the same one, but a good little example of how did we find our book? I wrote down Tom's new book, but this Tom did he have another book? And I didn't know he was writing a new one. What's it about? You're not going to find anything about it. Instead, you want to find keywords that are genuinely relevant. Now, I know I was writing about dinosaurs, so I went ahead and wrote down dinosaurs book. And immediately, I found results. 20,000 results, in fact. That's quite a lot, but actually it inspires me a little bit because it tells me that dinosaurs are popular. There wouldn't be 20,000 posts if people weren't buying them. Let's see what we get. We got a lot of results. Everything from DK's picture book to one on sounds and noises. But my personal favorite is this one here, a singing triceratops. But if I found a singing triceratops off of a dinosaurs book search term, then I don't know. Still inspires me to say that like all kinds of plugs are working in dinosaurs. This is pretty good. And once more is the quality is maybe a little hard to see, but we've got about 15,000 reviews here to one. So, you can still stand out on the market, which is great. Now, we obviously didn't see our book, so we have to search a little further. Keywords are super important. I can't stress that enough, especially for the self-publishing crowd who are mostly found online, almost exclusively found online. Amazon is a machine. It's an algorithm. If you don't tell them what it is, you're not going to be found. Much like Tom's new book wouldn't have found anything. Dinosaurs book might be a little bit too tight a search term for me. One quick way is to see what the drop down is. Amazon wants you to make a sale, so it tells you what the best selling terms are immediately. I can see immediately that my book for everyone, not exactly a top search term. So that might be a little less commercially viable. I might want to remember that later on. But I'm going ahead and researched a little bit further for us, and I boiled it down to dinosaur book for bilingual kids. And immediately I see the results terms go down from 20,000 to 300,000. Awesome. Wow. My idea has tracked. I'm happy. It has a market. It's not saturated. And there might be a suitable result, which there is. Now, I'm just going to say this is not my book. I'm very sorry for whoever's book it is, but it's a wonderful, it looks wonderful. I haven't bought it yet. Waiting for them to do the French side so I can get it from it. But there we go. We see Lola and Birdie. I'm hungry. Dingo Amber. We can be like, so it's a bilingual picture book that's sweet enough to eat about a chatty bluebird and an indecisive T-Rex who can't decide what his next meal should be, introducing readers to basic Spanish and English food vocabulary. Maybe Spanish is more popular than French. I would have gone with French because I speak French as well. But even so, I think that's a really good competitor. It tells me there's a market, tells me a lot of good information. So for the research stage, we're going pretty good. But we can keep taking it a little further. We want to ask ourselves, is it viable? What did they do well? What would you do differently? And do you need to adopt your idea? Because at the end of the day, you do want to stay with your passion-fueled idea. But if it's not working or if it could be better, you might decide that little speedometer would lean more to one side than the other. Now, let's keep going. Now let's examine this competition. Now firstly, we can look at the reviews. They're pretty strong, but they're not dominating. It's not quite like the National Geographic book with 15,000 reviews. If I was scrolling past 15,000 reviews, I might pick that one over this one. But in this particular search term, these guys are doing good, and it's only 55. It's very, very reasonable, very respectable, and it's not that hard to hit for a self-publisher either, or independent author. Similarly, I looked at the age, and I see that they've gone ahead and narrowed it down to 2 to 4 year olds. My original search term kind of showed me that to be a little bit trimmed, but I'm going to keep note of it as well. Pretty good. And one thing I didn't show you while scrolling it is this cover caught my eye. It had a dinosaur. It had the 2 languages. It was very easy to see. Pretty good. So I know that with my passion-fueled idea, if I did something like this, there's a market, it has traction, and I see a cover that really caught my eye with it. I should say that this book came out in 2022. It's really not that old. It's a few years old. And 55 reviews in 3 years it's not bad actually. It's definitely could do worse, that's for sure. But we can keep going. We're still in the research stage. Bear with me. So we want to see if they're selling. Because now we found an idea that's pretty relevant. We want to see how are they doing. This is from Amazon. It is their product details on the page listing. And we can see a few things. We can see the best-selling rank, the categories, the reviews, and once we understand what we're looking at, we could get a little bit more research from it. Now, 80,000 in Amazon represents about 2 sales a day. Again, you can find that information on Google very, very easily. So it tells us that it's selling pretty well, about 60 copies a month, 600-700 odd copies a year. Really, really good. One thing to note with books in general, your average book doesn't sell 500 copies. So if you see this number drop to 150,000, chances are it may not be selling those 150, those 500 copies in their lifetime. But this is an idea that is relatively new, seems to be doing quite well, is going up the charts, and is hitting those numbers. Next, we can look at the reviews. The categories. Its best category is ranked 282 in bird books. And dinosaurs are birds. And districts and birds. With nonfiction fans out there. But we do know that there's room for improvement. So we know that we can still fit here as long as we take some lessons from them and apply them to our own idea. And finally, we looked at the reviews for a second of readers' likes. And it's not saturated, they still bring forth. So next, what are the buyers saying? I'm always looking for a good bilingual book. Good. One of our USPs is start to be validated. I really enjoy the style of bilingual book. It's a sort of question-answer style. It's the sort of question-answer style of learning that learning the English alongside Spanish, which I find to be the best way I see without being tedious. All right, we can't all be authors. But there we can see that the dual language format has come across pretty well. It's a 5-star review. It's from 2022. Honestly, I think it probably motivated other buyers, and anyone who was looking for this book probably went on. What am I saying? Probably like the fact that it was like that. So on the side, I've written down that bilingual books are in demand, which is great. And when you have good, you often find bad. Sometimes they're fair, sometimes they're not. I have a 1-star review because the packaging being damaged. Thank you, Mr. whoever stranger you are. But anyway, here we can see that this reader wrote, the story is awful. All right. The dinosaur basically rejects all good things, banana, salad, fish, pizza, in favor of sugar and cookies. Okay, maybe some children would like that, but I think it was maybe not the 2 to 4 year old who wrote it, but the dad or mother. So I'm going to take from that parents don't like sugar. Maybe that's valuable, maybe it's not, but we're doing our research. We're going to find out. So far we wrote down our passion-fueled idea. We've gone into Amazon. We've done a little bit of market research. If you decide to go down this avenue, please look at more than one title. Do a number of them. But we can see that dinosaurs are popular, that bilingual books have a market, that target audience might benefit from being a little bit more specific. Sales on this idea are around 2 copies a day, and there is room for improvement. So basically, if we do this but better, we might do better than them. Which, as publishing goes, if you have 10 titles that are selling more than 2 copies a day, you've got a pretty good foundation to your future as a professional writer. And that brings us to step 3, to make the idea commercial. And as before, we are trying to stay passionate about everything along the way. So if our idea costs in a research, we might decide not to do this step, the pro and gen and starting it. The first one will apply the data. Where's the one about the data?
Hope you like that. Well, just to give you a flavour of what it's like here at the International Dublin Writers Festival, our opening day. I'm going to give you another session tomorrow, probably around the same time, if you want to join us. And please send me a message if there's anything in particular. You can see our lineup, the schedule of speakers at International Dublin Writers Festival.com. You can see who was speaking just there. That was Tom speaking. And you can see all of our speakers tomorrow. And this is just to give you a flavour of what's happening today in Dublin, Ireland. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That's the end of our live today. Thank you.